If you're living awake in a sleeping world, meaning you are awake from the conditioned self, you know how disorienting and strange it can feel at times, especially in the beginning. Being awake in a sleeping world can feel like being the only sober one at a costume party where everyone is in character, but you forgot to bring your mask. And this isn't meant to be arrogant by any means. There's nothing superior about somebody who's awake versus who's not awake. It's just that I'm sharing from a place of deep respect because everyone is destined to wake up. It's just a matter of when. And I really deeply honor the suffering that sleeping beings endure, because dreaming can feel so painfully real, can't it? It's just that once you get a really good glimpse at what you're not, and an even more clear glimpse at the pure stillness, the pure awareness that you are, it becomes increasingly difficult to go back and play the character that you once played. It's almost like trying to go back into a relationship that ended, that you were crystal clear needed to end, but you're trying for whatever reason to go back again. It just doesn't work. So that being said, awakening at times can feel very disorienting, which is why I'm making this video. I remember back in the beginning, I used to tell my husband this, I used to feel like I was living on the set of the old show called The Twilight Zone. It's a show I used to watch when I was just a little kid. I used to watch reruns with my older brother at night, and we'd watch that show. And like that show, awakening felt like, in the beginning, like the ordinary world now seems strange, as if everyone else was following a script that I could no longer relate to. Can you relate to this? I feel like I had forgotten my roles that I was supposed to be playing, the character that I had been playing all of my life, and I had forgotten all of my lines. That's what it felt like. I mean, sometimes awakening can feel like you're being dropped into a foreign country that you used to love to visit, and you knew the language fairly well. But now you're visiting and you can't remember how to speak the language. And then slowly, as you're waking up, you realize you don't need to remember how to speak it, because awakening isn't about fitting in. It's about being free from the confines of the conditioned self, the separate self. It's about truly genuine authenticity. And true awakening is really about a heart that is so open that love, unfiltered love, flows through every single breath. And so, yes, awakening can feel disorienting at times, because the you that you thought you were, the you that you thought belonged to the world, to the family, to the social groups, to the workplace, doesn't even exist anymore. Now try telling that to a relative, to your Uncle Mike, or to your boss, or to a colleague, or to your adult child if you have one. They're not going to understand, and we can't expect them to, and that's totally okay. So it can be natural to feel alone when the world appears asleep and people don't understand where you're at. But the aloneness is really only the ego's story, because the truth is you are resting now in the company of pure awareness, pure, silent, still awareness itself. And while it can be tempting to isolate, especially in the beginning, awakening doesn't mean escaping the human experience. I mean, you may need more alone time in the beginning to get reoriented, and that's totally understandable. But we're not here to escape the human condition. It's actually the opposite. We're here to embrace it in all of its fullness, to embrace it fully, and seeing it for what it truly is. So, for example, in a sleeping world, someone who's truly awake doesn't go around and shake people trying to wake them up. No, one gently covers them with a soft blanket of unconditional love, and then cherishes the direct seeing of our oneness. Yes? And I've mentioned in more than a few other videos that it really helps to remember that awakening is not the end. It really isn't. It's just the beginning. The glimpse of truth opens the door, but the integration that ensues as the awakening deepens keeps that door wide open. And so we don't fall back to sleep. And so then each moment of ordinary life becomes the field where awakening is embodied, where love itself learns to walk and to speak and to breathe through you, as you. And this is why participating in online awakening groups can be deeply supportive as your awakening is deepening. Spaces like the Awakening Awareness Sanctuary that I've created and I'm going to open up in 2026 offers a sacred space where we gather together in shared presence and deepen our direct recognition of the formless, infinite awareness that we are. So if you're interested, check out the link in the comment section below. It also helps to keep grounding practices really simple and let just ordinary moments remind you that the love, the unconditional love that you are is right here. It's all around you. And it really helps to laugh with the dream because humor helps us integrate and reorient ourselves. So the more we're looking and laughing at the conditioning as it arises and as it's devolving, as it's dissolving, the easier this whole process is going to go. So even though living awake in a sleepy world may feel disorienting at times, ultimately it's about resting as stillness, laughing with the dream, and remembering that the world was never separate from you in the first place. So thank you so much for joining me in this very precious moment. Thank you. Namaste.